Hello guys, welcome back to my channel in English Academy. Guys, please like, share, follow, comment and subscribe the channel. Guys, in this video we will study about the poem Our Cashew Tree, which was written by the famous poetess Toru Dutt. So guys, before explaining the poem, we must know about a little introduction of the poetess Toru Dutt. So guys, come on the topic and let's start now. Guys, as you know that the poetess Toru Dutt was one of the first Indian poets in English. He was Indo-Anglican poet. Toru Dutt she was a poetess of nature. When she returned to India in 1873, the family the family took up residence at their house 12 Manikotla Estate in Calcutta. The surroundings of the Calcutta house were greatly conducive to the growth of Toru Dutt's poetic family. Birds, flowers, fruits, these immensely appealed to her. In this poem, she displays her mighty power to describe natural beauty in verse. The young poetess took fancy for the cashew tree in her garden. This poem is a piece of lasting value and has great freshness in it. About this and few other poems Edward Thompson wrote. These poems are sufficient to place Toru Dutt in the small class of women who have written verse that can stand. Guys, this poem is a subject. Guys, he wrote most of the poems which are related to the nature. Her famous poems are The Lotus, Savitri, Lakshmana, Our Occasional Tree, Christmas, etc. etc. Guys, now will know about a little introduction about the poem. Guys, this poem is a subjective in nature and reveals the innate love she had for nature. In this poem, she describes the cashew tree in her garden house in Calcutta. To her, this tree stands as a symbol of time and eternity and is also remembrance of her dead brother and sister. This poem shows that she was a keen observer of nature. An Urdu poet wrote, "No regret for the flowers that have had their day and ended in full bloom, but indeed for the birds that faded before they could bloom." This remark could rightly be about Toru Dutt, who died before she could give display of her poetic talent. Guys, H.L. Fisher wrote about her. This child of Green Valley of the Ganges has, by sheer force of native genius, earned for herself the right to be enrolled in the great fellowship of English poets. This poem, Our Cashew Tree, is one of her great achievements. Guys, the cashew tree in Toru Dutt's house garden very majestic. Like a huge python, a creeper winds around its rough trunk and it has made deep stalks very high up to its top. No other tree could survive the embraces of this creeper. This huge cashew tree wears the scarf of the creeper. Bunches of deep red flowers hang round all the branches of the tree. The whole day the bird and bee gather there. Often the garden is filled with the sweet song of the bird, which sing continuously without pause in the dark night. While all men are sleeping, when the poet's window is opened fully at dawn, she looks at This tree with great light, sometimes and mostly in winter season, a grey big monkey sits on the top of this tree. He sits there alone without movement like a statue and watches the sunrise. At that time, his small young ones jumps about and play. At dawn, the coquilas hail the day with their songs of welcome. Guys, their sleepy cows go to the pastures. In this session, in the seasons, beside the white tree, the beautiful and vast water lilies bloom on the surface of the water tank. These water lilies look like snow collected on the surface of the broad tank of water. Guys, the castorina tree is very dear to the soul of the poetess. Besides it being a magnificent tree, there are other reasons for the poetess to have a great love for this tree. They used to play under this tree, although much time has elapsed, yet the poetess has intense and deep love for this tree, and she will always love this tree for the sake of her sweet companions. She has a very sweet associations with this tree and she will always love this tree for the sake of her unforgettable associations. This tree is mixed with the memories of her dead brother and sister. Therefore, it will always arise in her memory till hot tear blur her vision and blind her eyes. She listens to the sad murmur of the tree and thinks that it's like the noise of the sea striking against the beach covered with pebbles. This sad murmur is the lament of the cashew tree, a very mysterious or strange speech or sound that perhaps may reach the unknown land. The wailing of the tree was unknown yet known to the eye of faith. She has heard the wailing sound of the tree in distant countries of France or Italy, when far away in those distant countries beside many dark bays. When the ghost or spirit of water and the sea waves gently touch the old shores of those countries, France and Italy, it was at night under the moon when the earth lay motionless, if it is a state of trance or dreamless zone. At all times when the music was heard by the poetess, she saw the concrete form of the casmina tree before her inner vision. Guys, here the poetess addresses the tree and says that therefore she would gladly devote a song to the sacred purpose of its honor. This tree was deeply loved by those who are now sleeping an eternal sleep and reposing forever. Both of them were dearer than life to her. She laments their untimely and early deaths. She wishes that when she dies after her death, the chestnut tree will be counted among immortal trees, like the trees in the borrowed lane. It was it was under the awful branches of this tree that they had felt fear trembling under sorry. It was under the awful branches of this tree that they had felt fear trembling that although her song in the honor of time tree may be weak in describing its beauty gladly, yet she wishes that her love for the tree saves it from oblivion curse. Thanks so much guys to watching the video.